Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to U-Break. So U-Break, man. U-Break was my response to P-Break. And after seeing how P-Break got not only just a lot of plays, but a lot of clears, the more and more clears I saw it get, I was like, damn, my level's not hard enough. And I think at this point, I want to find this Kotaku article. There's a Kotaku article about me, Carl, and I think Mitch. And the three of us were trying to create the hardest level, the new hardest level, because this was after P-Break. And that's why I had Mr. Carl, was it called Mr. Carl's Wild Ride? I don't know, Carl made a hard level and he uploaded it, and Mitch also made a hard level and he uploaded it. I think both before U-Break. I'm not sure, but like that's one example of how P-Break kind of spawned people wanting to make the hardest level. So while these were all going on, I didn't create U-Break immediately after P-Break. Like, U-Break was uploaded on November 3rd. So it was about a little over a month after P-Break. Because I remember after I uploaded P-Break, I was like, dude, I'm not making hard levels for a while. So I took like a little hiatus to just making, well, I shouldn't say hard. They're still hard, but like not impossible levels. So I made, just like chill, easy levels, easy Kaizo levels. And then after that little hiatus, I was like, all right, boys, we're going back at it. We're going balls hard ×2, new hard level, all out. This one is actually gonna poop on P-Break. And then we came with U-Break. And you can tell it's significantly different and harder just by the beginning. Like, look at this. Just look at this beginning. There's so many things that can go wrong. Number one, you can miss the P-switch jump. Number two, you can miss grabbing the shell, or you can make it turn into a shellman. Number three, you can hit one of these blocks. Number four, you can hit the fire bar. There's four things, like within half a second of this level starting, there's four things that could potentially go wrong. Like, I really stepped up the difficulty here. So just like with P-Break, and like a lot like with my IMB series, there's just straight up not really enemies and only items. There's like obstacles of death, like munchers and spikes and saws. But you can see mainly it's just items. And Yoshi, look, there he is. So similar to the design of P-Break, U-Break has a lot of sections where you kind of have to chain the actions together and do everything in one go. Like, I can't even practice any part from this level except from the very beginning, because the rest of how this level works is dependent on the beginning. Like, I can't just like start from here, right? Because when you start the level, everything is on the screen. So they all spawn at the same time and they all move at the same place. So a lot of the designing was making sure these timings stayed up. So for me to actually get the timings to line up, for the springboard to fall at the right time, these shells to fall at the right time, this buzzy beetle, the fire bar, I had to constantly playtest from the beginning, which is kind of a common thing in the Kaizo level design, because in Kaizo level design, a lot of the obstacles you create are kind of dependent on consistent spawns. So it's a lot of playtesting from the same spot. In Kaizo, it's a little more punishing because of how difficult levels can be. Getting to a single spot might take sometimes hours. Among top Kaizo levels, which levels are good and bad, you can kind of generally tell which levels are good and bad. All of it comes down to consistencies. If the level is consistent, or if there's like jank or blind things, it's kind of like generally what people follow. plans on super hard co-op levels? Potentially. Potentially. So, I do remember that getting to this springboard right here, so getting to this spot right here, it's about, I'd say 2 seconds into the level. And getting this took me 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to get to this point. So, again, 2 months since the game came out, a lot of tech undiscovered. People still kind of getting used to the game, but things did ramp up a bit. Like, U-Break's still not a joke. It's still pretty hard. But, like, mid-air springboard jumps are starting to become a thing. That's why it's in this level. Mid-air anything else. So the mid-air P-switch jumps, like, these were all tech that was getting discovered. I'm not sure. I don't think I founded mid-air, like, springboard jumps or P-switch jumps. I think I've seen them in levels before. I don't remember, but I will tell you for a fact that, to my knowledge, this was the first level with a mid-air shell jump. Well, if you don't do the cheese way. I believe I was the person to found, where's it find? I found out it was possible to do mid-air spring or mid-air shell jumps in the Mario Maker. Yo, what's up, Dan? So like this mid-air right here. I remember you like do that a lot, right? Oh, I get it. So that's the mid-air. And I remember when I was brainstorming things about this level, I'm like, all right, how can I make it hard? You know, shell jumps are easy now, well, relative to speaking. Shell jumps are easy, you know, mid-air springboard jumps, whatever. I was like, what about mid-air shell jumps? So I kind of just like played around and then saw it was possible. I was like, holy crap, dude, we're throwing this in the level. And not only are we throwing it in the level, we're throwing it as the last obstacle in the level. So the newest tech founded, which was also pretty difficult at the time, I made you do the last thing. Well, you thought P-Break's last little jump thing was kind of annoying. When you took the U-Breaks, I was not holding back. I really did want this to be the hardest Mario Maker level ever. So I went all out. And I made you do mid-air springboard jump, or mid-air shell jump at the end. And I think there was a part of me that was like, I'm pretty sure mid-air shell jumps are possible in Mario Maker because they are possible in Super Mario World, and they're possible in 2 different ways. And you can actually do both ways in Mario Maker as well. There's like the frame perfect turnaround, or you can do like a little left-right. So the way I do mid-airs is like that, or you like throw it at the same time you turn right. But you can also do it like that, which is a little harder for me. Which I did find kind of interesting how both ways were possible. So I was like, cool. Mid-air confirmed, we're putting in the level. But anyways, back to the beginning of the level. Oh yeah, so the stats about this level. It took me 11 hours to make the level, and it took me 40 hours to upload. 40. Well, 39 hours, 22 minutes, and 54 seconds. So almost 40. So that's a ramp up, man. So going back to the beginning. So this level can actually be split up into 3 different sections. So here's the section 1. So from the very beginning of the level, so like right here. From right here, all the way to here is 1 section, which is half the level length. Like if you look at the bottom, actually I don't know if you can see that with my layout. But yeah, it's basically half the level. This is 1 section. All this you do in one go. You never touch the ground. You're always doing something. Like we can lay it out really quickly in terms, because there's no way I'm doing this. So first you do P-switch jump into a shell jump off this wall. You throw this shell from up here, and then you throw this shell upwards. You do a shell jump here, land on the, or run into the springboard, do a springboard jump, shell drop, and then when you throw that shell up here, you land on it, or you land below it, and it turns into a shellmet, which you can use to, actually, is it a shellmet? I think so. Well, anyways, I forget. You do a little, oh yeah, it is a summit, I think. Anyways, jump out the P-switch, hit this big beetle, and then you do a shell jump off of it. You bounce off of here, catch this springboard, do a springboard jump. Oh, this is the cheese way. Well, you do a springboard jump here, catch this springboard, do another springboard jump. Land on this guy. You have to land on this guy on the left side. Because if you land on the left side, he spawns a little Koopa guy here. And then you have to bounce off this bomb. Kind of like this. But you do that precisely so that you can catch the shell again. You can see it's pretty precise. And then do a shell jump up here, spin jump off the P-switch, bounce off the guy that you knocked down here, spin jump off the thwomp in midair, spin jump off this bomb. So bomb surfing, kind of like how you saw in Bomb Voyage. Spin jump off again here, catch the springboard, spin jump off it again. The bomb will be falling down to about here, and you will also be falling down, so you spin jump off the bomb right here. And then with the springboard that you carried up here, you do a midair springboard jump, and then when you get here, you catch the shell. You don't want to catch it from below because it turns into a shell like that. You catch the shell, you throw it, do a shell jump off this wall, bounce off the shell here, grab the P-switch, do a P-switch drop, jump, and you get to here. And that's the first section. Let me find the U-break video. I'll show it. Because if you want to see it in one go. Like, that's just one section of the level. And getting here for the first time, I think getting here for the first time took 20 hours? I want to say 20 hours. So let me find this level. Okay, so pay attention here. Give me a second. So here we go, right? This one section, all in one go. Oh, that beautiful. Oh yes, that's the intended way. So yeah, that alone, I think it took me 20 hours to get there for the first time. Yeah, no midway, dude. It's funny you mentioned that because this level was actually uploaded, I believe, a day before Midways came out. And I was actually tempted to put a Midway in because I got really frustrated because I didn't beat the level yet, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But then we found out that it doesn't matter because you as the creator have to beat it start to finish anyways. Like, other people that play this level, they can use the midway, but you as the creator, you have to beat it start to finish anyways. So it did not matter to me. So that's why I like, alright, it doesn't matter if I keep putting midway in this level. So that was the first section in a nutshell. So from the level design perspective, up until like right here, I had to test from the beginning to get all the spawns to line up. But from this point, I could test from here because these are all static. Is that the right word? And the fact that like they're not dependent on spawning. You can see like it doesn't matter when I get to this point. Everything should be the same. You can see like they're on munchers, so not moving. The only thing that might be different is this springboard because it goes back and forth. But I put it in a position where you at the peak of your jump, so it doesn't matter where it is, you should still grab it. So at least from the designing perspective, I was able to not have to play from the beginning. It was very annoying, but anyways, we get to this section. So the juggling section. So this section is actually inspired by a section in Kaizo Mario World 2. In a level called Ultra Star Return, which is essentially an Ultra Star 2.0, you have to juggle a Baby Yoshi and a throw block on a moving platform. So you have to juggle 2 items while riding a platform. And that's where this idea came with. Because you have 2 shells, you gotta juggle it. And like in the level in the Super Mario in Kaizo 2, the Baby Yoshi will eat the throw block, so you can't let them collide with each other. So that's why we have the shells, because obviously if the shells collide, they die. And you need the shells to do this double shell jump, because there's no way you're getting up here without 2 shells. These are all wigglers because the shells will kill them. They can't land on it. See, the wiggler's gone. Unlike if it's a platform, again, one of the differences between Mario Maker and this Super Mario World is the shells would actually land on the platform. So I couldn't use platforms, so we had to use wigglers. Do I think it's clear enough in the level what you're supposed to do? Maybe. And then there's also one-way gates, so you can't go backwards once you start it. Originally in this level, it was actually going to be 1 wiggler on a rail. So instead of all these wigglers, right, you can spend all the time in the world. You can go as slow as you want, as fast as you want. And originally it was just going to be 1 wiggler. But unfortunately, the wiggler moved too fast, I think. So it wasn't really viable. So I had to do it this way. So in a way, it was kind of a nerf. And this part wasn't too bad. I think it's only because I was, you know, pretty good at juggling things. Because of how I have played Kaizo 2 before and had to do that juggling part. Although these physics are a little different though. I actually don't remember how to set this up. So that's where this little section was inspired from. Well, I would show it off, but I don't remember how I set this up. How did I set this up? Let me watch the video, because I forget how I set this up. What's up, Aiden? Oh, this is my donation sound. Wait, someone donated while I beat this level. Cause I just got a donation. Come and show me what. I forgot someone did that. I didn't hear it because I only had the game volume, so I don't even know someone donated. But that's pretty cool that the donation got into the clear video. Yeah, so juggling is, nowadays it's super common, but back... Okay, yeah, so they do move a little differently when you throw an item upwards compared to Mario Maker, or compared to Mario World. But this was an easier trick than it looked to be. Still hard, but... Yeah, I think a lot of people got juggling from this level, which is funny because I got it from another level. It's pretty hard also since you can't see where the shell's gonna land. You gotta predict where it lands. I'll do it for a bit because I think this is something I could actually do because you know. I'll give it a couple of attempts. Oh, dude, that's what I'm talking about. When you land near a shell and it just kicks it, it's really silly. I think the hardest part is this initial, like, setting it up. Once you get both shells moving, it's not too bad. So I'll give like 1 or 2 more attempts. I guess you could say I'm a pioneer, but again, I just don't feel like that. So this is the entire second section. It's pretty short, but it's also stressful. Because when you mess it up once, you know, again, can't go back. One-way gates are there. And you just gotta do the first section all over again. So I can tell you, I got here 3 times. I do remember that. I got here 3 times. The first time was at, I think the first time was either at 26 hours or 31 hours. Because this is the last section. Again, this level split up into 3 sections. That was section 1, this is section 2, and this is this until the end of section 3. So there's 2 different ways to do this. There's the cheese way and there's the intended way. Which I don't remember what the intended way is. Let's watch. It's been too long. What did I make you do here?
Make me go, oh, 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 as I think you are my street.
Oh, okay, so that's what you do. So you always gotta end levels with a bang, right? So we throw in the Yoshi. He's the final piece of the puzzle. Okay, so I was like trying to think about, what can I do with Yoshi?
Thanks for being such a great part of the Mario community. Can't wait to see what's to come.
Yo, thanks for the 100 bit or 300 bits, appreciate that. So I was trying to think to myself, what can we do with Yoshi? And I was thinking about spitting out an enemy and re-eating it, which is exactly what it is here. You're supposed to spit out this little Buzzy Beetle up here, eat this guy, spit it out, and then re-eat the other guy. And then we have the down air, the one-way gates, so that you dismount Yoshi. So this is some tech I actually found, and I found that if you spit out a shell, then dismount Yoshi, the shell goes really slow, so it lets you bounce off of it. So that's what happened there. And then you use this shell to bounce off of it so that you can land on this P-switch with the final shell. So just like with the first two sections, you gotta do this all in one go. Very fluid. There is the poo cheese way, which apparently if you do like a shell jump off the left wall, you can like grab this guy and get turned into a shellmet, and you can just run across and do a P-switch jump. That's lame. So this one, you have that, and then you have the final midair. You have the final midair. Oh wait, I guess you bounce off the shell here, and then you do the midair. And believe it or not, so I only got here twice. So I got to this point 3 times, but I only got here twice. So that means on one of the attempts I messed up this part, which is pretty easy to mess up because the dismounts and everything is pretty precise. So the first Yatanai here, I actually got the midair, but mistimed it. So I threw the shell too early and I died. And I think that was at 30, I want to say 36 hours that happened. And it was at that point, when I missed this jump that I was actually super motivated. Because just like with P-Break, except to a higher level, I was like, I am not doing this. Because before I got to this Yoshi part, I had zero hope. I was kind of just doing it because that's all my stream cared about at the time. It was just like, it's time for you break attempts. And this was actually the first soul that actually hurt my hand. Because I played 4-hour blocks to this level. And I think after the 20th hour, I was like, dude, my hands actually starting to get a little sore. So, but yeah, no, I was like, I got here a couple times. I was like, okay. But then I kept messing this part up. I think I messed this part up like 10, 11 times before I got to this Yoshi part the first time. And I was just like, dude, in my mind, I'm not uploading this. It's not happening. This is impossible. 25 hours in, this is not working. And then I finally got here once, and I was like, I might have gotten here, but I still have all this to do, and it's the very end. So I guess I had a little hope, but I was like, man, I don't think I can do this. But then when I finally missed the midair, I mean, yeah, I was pretty heartbroken. I was devastated, and I was like, damn, that could have been it. We could have ended it off. We could have uploaded this abomination. We could have moved on. But I missed it. I think it was in the same stream that I uploaded it. I don't remember. But when I missed it, yeah, I had to take a break, dude. I was like, man, my heart is pounding. It was the fastest I've ever seen my heart race. I was like, Jesus Christ. I took a break, and I was like, well, I was like, I can do this. It's possible. I will do this. Yo, what's up, IDK? But then, yeah. It was a couple hours later, I think. It wasn't like immediately after. A couple hours later, I hit the midair. And I was in disbelief. I hit the midair and I got to here. Not only was I in disbelief, I was like, don't touch the saw. I was like, don't touch that saw. In my mind. Because I wanted to save Yoshi. Because that's why I didn't beat the level immediately. So I was like, oh lol. But anyways, yeah, I was like, I gotta save Yoshi. So we got on Yoshi, and then I beat the level. But when I beat that level, I was like, I was shaking. I was also lying on my bed. I still didn't have a monitor, so the gamepad was my monitor. I was like lying on my bed like that. I had a mic though, but I never used it because I had roommates. But yeah, I beat it, and I was like, sheet, man. This is it. I poured 40 hours into this, and we did it. And at that point, I was like, I do not want to make another hard level. I don't think I can spend 40 hours on an even hard level. So I kind of was like content when I made this level. I still believe that it would have less than 10 clears. But I mean, if you look at it now, how many clears does it have? I think it's over 200. It's at 472 clears now. Over 5 million attempts. But I mean, it still took like 2 weeks to get its first clear. And it was by a Japanese streamer. I don't know. I don't remember the name, but it wasn't Renasi, it wasn't Val, it wasn't any of them. It was some Japanese person. It wasn't Jackie, it wasn't Pooh. And I was like really impressed. I was like, holy crap, man. But yeah, it took 2 weeks, about 2 weeks before someone got the first clear. And I was kind of sad, but it was like, it was inevitable. You know, I'm not the best Mario Maker player. There are people way better than me. But I'm just crazy enough to actually make a hard ass level. Who has the world record? Let's find out. The world record for this level is by fast. 31:31. That's fast. That's pretty. Isn't Fast Furious the guy who did like 50 mid-airs? I haven't seen the strats, but I know there is cheese.
Hell yeah, now we got business.
Panga, I missed you, Pag Chump. Hope I get to see you at SGDQ.
Yo, man, thanks for 11 months. I will be there. Do I know how long it took for the first clear? No, it wasn't Akira. No, Akira was the third clear. think it was the third clear, but he wasn't the first. I don't know how long first clear took though. Oh yeah, Yatta. I should explain this. So after someone beat P-break, they yelled Yatta. I think was it Rena? I feel like someone before Renasu said Yatta, but Renasu was the one that was like popularized it. So now we say Yatta when we beat a level. Because it means like I did it in Japanese. Yatta. So that's why I put Yatta here. Alright. Hero from Heroes. Yeah, that's you, Breakman. From this point onwards, this was November. Again, this was, I believe, a day before Midways came out. I was just like, I think I am retiring from making hard levels for Mario Maker. People kept asking, they were like, are you going to make a level hard in U-Break? And I was like, in my mind, I don't want to. I'm fine with this level. And we'll satisfied with this. Hi, Summer. Are you home? We'll watch the clear video for good old times, and then we'll probably stop talking about U-Break because I don't know what else to talk about. You can look how excited Chad is. I didn't know you were in here. Oh.
Cause I just got a donation. Come and show me what you
At least they won.
make me go, oh, oh, oh. As I think you are my stream.
I'm so glad that donation didn't distract me. Oh, you're gonna have to hear my... Oh, I hate this part because I actually unmute and I say cringy.
Yatta, yatta,
I hate listening to this
yatta.
part.
Oh my god, we did it.
Dude, I was so nervous when I said those. You can hear my voice. I'm just like super nervous.
Oh my god.
And then chat went crazy.
I can sleep now.
Yeah, you can see that's significantly harder than P-Break, right? Dude, I was breathing heavy, man. You can hear those sighs.
I have no words.
I really did have no words because at that point I was like, what do I do now? I think I was still impressed that I had 4,000 people watch me without a mic or a cam.
It's done.
I think that's what I was more impressed with.
Finally uploaded this abomination. I have unleashed yet another beast into the world. I wish I had a heart rate monitor because I swear I'm definitely at around 150 BPM right now.
I was probably like 180 actually.
I guess I can say this to the people that will beat this, because I know for a fact people will eventually beat this. I hope you spend at least 40 hours on this, and I hope you at least beat this the intended way, and not
Money.
money. is.
Yeah, I was right. See,
It's like a
I knew
giant
people would
weight
beat
has
it.
been
I
lifted off my shoulders.
was sad that they did. I don't even know if you can hit these coin blocks, but I put them there anyways. It'd be tragic if you hit those. If you thought P-Break spawned hard levels, U-Break definitely inspired other people. Like Brayden's with Child's Death. But hey man, we managed to unleash 2 levels to the world. I was not doing the 3rd, but maybe we'll do one in Mario Maker 2, you never know. Oh yeah, the U-Break. If you're wondering what the U stands for, it stands for you as a person, Y-O-U. You're gonna break if you try to beat the soul. I was breaking, dude. And you as the Wii U. Your Wii U is gonna be like, if you don't break your Wii U after playing this level, you're very strong. You see the world record video? What is? Stop. Where's the? U-Break was the last level I made that was stupid hard. All my other levels were kind of easy. Except, I think Bomb Voyage 2 was the next hardest level I made. Because that took 13 hours. Oh yeah, there's the cheese. Wow, you can actually make that? Yo, Garmin Scene, thanks for the tier 1 sub, welcome. Dude, that's actually insane. Wait, that's actually nuts. I didn't know you can make that P-switch jump. He did a wall jump too, what a madman, dude. The absolute madman. Yeah, wall jumps were a known thing, but they're hard. Damn, that's insane. That's pretty insane. I think that is my version 1.1. I think that's why I made a version 1.1 to remove the cheese. That has to be it. Interesting. That's weird. But now I just don't care about cheese. So that's the story of U-Break, my dudes. That's it.